Hello and welcome. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you, the learners, how to obtain and use the interactive narrative program Twine to write, publish, and share your own interactive stories. Now, if you haven't used an interactive narrative program before, don't worry, I'll walk you through all those steps. The only thing I ask is that you know how to use the web safely and you have a basic understanding of how your computer functions. So for our learning goal, I want to introduce you to the free-to-use program Twine, and I want to teach you how to not only download it, but to use it to create your own interactive narratives. Now we have our learning objectives, which will be for you to recognize the basic functions within Twine's UI, to identify the use of Twine, to complete your own simple interactive narrative applying Twine's basic functions, and to help you practice playing and sharing your own interactive stories. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to download Twine on your computer. So you're going to open your favorite web browser. For me, it's Chrome. You're going to go to your address bar and you're going to type in twinery.org. This is the URL you want to type in. Again, that's twinery.org. You'll enter and you'll be directed to Twine's official download page. The download section is right here. So whether you're using Windows, Apple, or Linux, it gives you an option to download the program. For me, it's Windows, so I'll click on that one. And as you can see, I'm downloading the program down here. So I'll wait for that to download, but in the meantime, I'll share more of what Twine is. So Twine is an open source tool for telling interactive nonlinear stories. As well, you can use it to create branching paths that split off, and it's a perfect tool for digital stories. So whether you're making just an interactive narrative story simply, or if you want to use it to map other stories such as digital television, VR, video games, a comic book, an interactive storybook, you can use this tool to map out that kind of thing. As well, if you want to teach a lesson or instruct someone and give them choices on where they want to take that lesson, you can use this to map out those decisions. Now, being conscious of time, let's just pretend like this program has downloaded. Now, in which your case, once it's downloaded, you're just going to walk through the install process, which is very simple, and then it should be directed into your program file and your desktop. For me, I'm going to go to my Windows and I'm just going to search it. So I'm going to search Twine and it should come up here. So Twine is now opened up. This is its general UI and this is where your stories are saved. So as you can see, I've created 2 stories before, but we're going to start off and make our own stories. Now, I'm going to recommend that you work along with me. So open up your own program and then press the Start Story button, which is this green one right here. Now you're going to pick a name for your story. You can change it later as it says. So for me, I'm going to say A Dog's Life. That's going to be my story. You can choose whatever story you want. So as you can see, we're now in our story. So this is the crux of our story. We have our home page right now. You can tell that because there's the spaceship symbol here. For each page that you create, there's the trash button if you want to delete it. There's the edit button. There's the test button, in which case you can play through it. And then there's the make homepage button. So for us, we're going to start with edit. Now we're going to start and make a title for this page. Now for me, it's going to be basically start. You can do whatever title you like as you walk along with me. And then we're going to start writing our interactive story. So I'll start by saying the dog walked down the street. It saw a man. Now that's a great story, but we need some options. So this is how you create options and where your user or your audience can click to get to the next option and make choices, giving them agency. So we'll go down here. You'll start and you'll add 2 brackets. Then you'll put whatever the choice is. So the dog says hi. And then you'll add a line here. And you'll put the title of the page that it's going to go to. So in this case, I'll say, says hi. And then you'll add the end brackets. And then if you want to give them another choice, the dog barks. We'll add that line again. And this one, dog barks. And brackets. And that's it. We've done our first page. Okay, now that we've finished that, let's exit out. It will save automatically. And as you can see, there's 2 branching paths now with the titles being the pages that we've directed them to. They'll automatically title that. So right now the pages are blank. So let's write something for them. So when the dog says hi, we'll say the dog said hi. The man liked that. They became friends. The end. Now that's a very simple beginning and end, but that's okay. We're just giving a quick little example here. And for this option, the dog barked, the man ran, the dog felt alone. The end. Now that's saved automatically, and as you can see, we have a beginning that branches to 2 endings. Very simple. You can use much more options. You can keep expanding it and expanding it and expanding it. But this way you're giving the user multiple paths, branching paths, that can lead to a variety of different endings, and you're creating an interactive story where they have agency. So now that we've written this story, and I hope you've paused to written your own, let's go test it. So if we want to test the story, we'll just click on the home page. It'll usually start at the home page anyway, and we'll press play. So as you can see, the dog walked down the street. It saw a man, and the user has 2 options here. It has the dog says hi, the dog barks. So I'll pick the dog says hi. So we're directed to this page. The dog said hi, the man liked that, they became friends, the end. Now if we want to restart that story, we'll click play again. And the dog walked down the street, it saw the man, let's pick bark. The dog barked, the man ran away, the dog felt alone, the end. So we can see how the story operates, and if once it gets further, it'll be better to try to play through it and change it as you will. If you want to start on a different page rather than your home page, you'll click this test button here, and that way it will start on the page that you want to test. Or if you want to make a different page your home page, so when you pick the play button, it will start on a different page. You'll just click this spaceship button here. Now the nice thing about Twine is it saves automatically, so whenever I want to leave it will save. If I want to go back to the home UI, I'll click on this home button here, and as you can see, here are all my stories here. Just to give you an idea of what like a comprehensive story looks like, we'll click on this one. As you can see, there's a lot of branching options and there's lots of possibilities. The nice thing about Twine is there's an unlimited amount of possibilities. Right now we kind of know the basic tools of what Twine is, but as you start developing the tools and start looking at tutorials yourself, you'll learn how to add images, add HTML code so you can add different styling, so text can fade in as players play, or images can appear. You can add links so that people can click the links and go outside of your Twine story to other websites. There are unlimited opportunities within the Twine program itself, and there are limited opportunities for which you can map your own stories for other programs and mediums. So as you can see, there's an endless possibilities with Twine, the interactive narrative program. Now that we've completed our stories and kind of seen what a comprehensive story looks like, let's go back to our original story, A Dog's Life, and let's publish it so we can share it. We made this one our homepage last time we opened the story, and as you can see now, when I press the play button, it opens there. But let's make this our starting point as we originally intended, and now it's ready to publish. We've tested it, we've played it, we've written it, so let's try to publish it. So you'll click this button here. As you can see, there's a bunch of options, but these options aren't very useful unless you're writing HTML or trying to proofread, and you'll start to use these options as you expand upon these fundamental building blocks that we've already learned within this lesson, the fundamental elements of Twine. I don't expect you to do that right away, and I don't expect you to try to learn them using tutorials until you've written a couple stories on your own, experimented with a couple branching paths, maybe made a couple mock-ups. So for now, we're just going to show you how to publish the story that you've written. We'll go publish to file, and we'll save it anywhere. For me, I'll save it to the desktop. I'll save it as A Dog's Life 1, sure. To open it, I'm just going to use my Windows search button here. So A Dog's Life, and there it is, Dog's Life 1. Open to click it, and as you can see, it's opened up in my web browser. Right now, it's not hosted on the internet, but you can see it does work. There are 2 options and 2 endings. So there we go. We've successfully written and published our interactive story. If we wanted to share it, we could send it to a friend, the HTML file, and they could open it up in their web browser locally, or you could host it on your site if you know how to do that. But there it is. We have made our first interactive narrative story. I hope yours was interesting, and I hope you do work and develop stories further. Please use these fundamental building blocks to learn new skills within Twine, and use this program to its fullest to maximize agency and interactivity in your own stories and further applications